Well, hello, everybody. Mayor Emanuel and President Preckwinkle, thank you very much for asking me to join you at this major announcement. I'm John Rogers, and I'm proud to serve in the capacity as Chairman of the Supplier Diversity Task Force for the City of Chicago. The task force has a singular goal to determine innovative and sustainable ways of promoting women and minority-owned business enterprises in Chicago, Cook County, and beyond. To do that, over the past 8 or 9 months, we've worked hard to focus on three.
That's not a commentary, guys.
Okay, thanks. To focus on three major areas: certification, compliance, and access and opportunity, where we're really connecting the city and the county with businesses throughout the Chicagoland area and getting more diversity within the major metropolitan area and the major companies here in our city. We'll be working through World Business Chicago to do much of that. The mayor has already implemented many of the task force's recommendations and has displayed a resounding commitment to the execution of the outstanding charges from the task force. The mayor and the president both understand how critical a thriving, diverse business community is to the overall strengthening of our community. And I have to say, both their staffs have been extraordinarily terrific to work with. They've worked hard, they've been innovative, and they haven't been accepting the world just as it is. So I commend President Preckwinkle and Mayor Emanuel for their leadership on these issues and hard work and collaboration. And now I'd like to introduce Mayor Emanuel.
Thank you. Before I begin, I want to thank John and the entire task force for all the work they've put in over the last 8.5 months coming up with these recommendations and their commitment. Now, first of all, I want everybody to know, while we're dealing with some of the reforms to the WBE and MBE program, I think I can speak for President Preckwinkle and everybody involved, as most importantly for the city. This is in our economic self-interest, and it reflects our values. And the integrity of the system is essential both to our economic vitality of our city and the type of city we want to be. And for too long, the program and the initiatives around both WMB and MBE programs were degraded. They need an updating anyway, but they need also reforms for the integrity so the businesses that participating can be a badge of honor and can make sure that they are succeeding. Second is, while we're going to talk today about I think one of the more important parts of the initiative, which is the reciprocal certification, which is that if you get certified at the county, you're certified at the city. One application, not two separate applications, and two separate set of burdens of information that you have to produce. One application fee that counts for both. And it's good for 3 years. So it's made it simpler. It serves the people that are actually trying to get in the system rather than the government. And it makes sure that it is easier for these startup companies and women-owned businesses and minority-owned businesses who are mainly small to get literally their sea legs and get going and competing for public work. Now, I think it's about 3 months ago, part of the report recommended taking a part of the construction work that really is on any individual project. It was about $30 million worth of work that was too small for the big guys, but yet it was part of their contract. And we moved it off to start and give to women-owned and minority-owned businesses. I'm proud that since that time, we announced it about 2.5, as I said, 3 months ago. We're about ready to announce a $1.4 million grant to a company, and there are 5 others in the queue. So again, this is not about just making an announcement, but then seeing through the work and making sure that we're beginning to help companies participate in a new program that reflects our values and is also in our economic interest. Now, in addition to this work by the report and the certification and the reciprocal certification, and make sure that the companies and the taxpayers we serve don't see two governments that are 300 feet apart, but actually act like they're 30 miles apart. And this is an outgrowth of our mutual desire to cooperate, to better respect the values, economic interests, and the taxpayers, and get better work done and more efficient work. In addition to this, as you know, what we've made sure, one of the other recommendations, and we're implementing, is that any private sector company that in its own private sector work, non-public work, is working with minority and women-owned businesses. For every $3 of credit for every $3 they get $1 worth of credit for when they bid on public work. So we are leveraging our public work to make sure that their private sector work reflects our values. And that goes up to about, I think it's 5%, Jamie? Yep. 5% of their up to 5% credit. So on a host of fronts, we inherited at the city a program and an initiative that was not working, either for the city or for the companies participating. This step today, the reciprocal certification, is complementary to the other steps and the other initiatives that we have taken along the way to make sure that the program has integrity, it's meeting the goals, it's ensuring that we have the economic vitality, so the small businesses, women-owned and minority-owned businesses, are in fact getting the type of work they need, and it's not set up in a way that is actually putting speed bumps or hurdles in the way. By having one application, simplified, one fee, work for 3 years for both of our governments means we're better serving the people that we need to serve, the taxpayers, and better serving the companies that want to participate in this initiative so they can actually get working and get the type of work that's necessary for their own economic vitality and the vitality of their business. And this is, again, one of a series of things that we're doing both at the city level and the county level. And the President will also talk about this, but other things that they're doing to make sure that we're achieving the objectives we set out when we first came up with a WMB and MBE program and initiative and the resources and the work that are around it. So I want to thank again John for leading this effort for the last 8 months, everybody on the commission that's worked on this. Last thing is we've also agreed that every 6 months they will come back, kick the tires, open the door, slam the door, check the spark plugs, make sure that we are actually achieving what we're supposed to be achieving. And if we need to update it, we need to make revisions, we found some things that we can improve on, they're to come back and tell us because it's a constant check. Reform and making change never stops. Better serving the people we need to serve is our entire mission. And so while we have this report, we're beginning to already implement some of the changes. We'll come back in 6 months and see how we're doing at achieving what our collective goals are. With that, I want to thank President Preckwinkle, introduce her, who has been a real partner and her entire staff in this effort.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
First of all, I'd like to thank the mayor for his willingness to work together on this important initiative. You know, he and I met shortly after he was elected and even before he was sworn in and talked about the importance of trying to work together. We share a building, but there had not been much cooperation or collaboration between the city and the county in prior years, which didn't make a lot of sense to either of us. And so we've worked on things like joint purchasing, on combining our workforce training initiatives and initiatives like this, making it easier for minority and women and small businesses to become certified in the city and the county as a way of promoting that city-county collaboration and cooperation. So I want to thank him for his commitment to working together. I want to thank John Rogers and all of you who are part of this task force for your hard work. I think it's really important that we streamline the process for minority and women-owned businesses who want to do business with the city and the county. And this reciprocal certification program will save businesses money, and it will facilitate our goal to empower the residents of our communities. We want to be sure that the programs that we have are fair and open and aren't being abused. And to this end, my administration has aggressively stepped up monitoring of all county contracts and our contract compliance office. And we've taken these steps as part of our overall plan to make this office more transparent and accountable to the public. This monitoring includes site visits, an enhanced application process, and regular certification updates. Since taking office, I've made it a priority to ensure a climate of inclusion in the county, and this certification program is a good first step. I look forward to the opportunity to work together with the city on efforts to assist our minority and women-owned businesses. Thank you.